There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun.
We open on Arya's face. She's looking at the big scarecrow statue cunt that protects Bravos. This top bloke is also an Uber driver and gives her a lift to the House of Black and White. Arya explains Jacques and Hagar gave her this coin, but unfortunately Oprah tells her to bugger off. Time passes as she recaps her kill list until she goes, fuck this coin, it's bloody useless. Brienne and Pod are at the tavern. Pod is all like, hey, oi, don't look now, but Littlefinger and Sansa are here. Brienne tells Sansa, I told your mum I'd protect ya. Littlefinger is like, Brienne sucks at protecting people. Brienne is like, I'm really not that bad. But Sansa tells her to piss off. On the way out, Brienne elbows a wanker and then messes with their fucking wheels. A mint chase through the forest ensues. She gives a couple of dumbasses the old runaround and then heads back to save Pod, chopping dickheads down with her Valyrian steel known as Oathkeeper. Perhaps too soon, Podrick broaches the issue that both Stark girls have rejected Brienne's protection. Brienne says, do you reckon Sansa will be safe with Littlefinger? The quest goes on. Meanwhile, Cersei receives a threat from Dawn in the form of Marcella's necklace. She gives Jaime a spray for not caring about their daughter, and he says, nah, I'll bloody sort it out. He then has a catch-up with Bronn to convince him to come to Dawn. Already bored with married life, I reckon Bronny boy will fucking do it. Ilaria watches Marcella having a good time in the water gardens. She goes to Doran, Oberyn's brother, and says, let me have her, let me send her to Cersei piece by piece. Doran says he's not going to war over Oberyn's death. Over in Meereen, Dario and Grey Worm find a Sons of the Harpy member hiding in a wall. Massador, a former slave, wants him dead. Bazza says, hold up, we should question him. Dario is like, already done that. His dad just hates the fucking slave. Using his awesome voice, Bazza tells Dany a story about her crazy father. She decides to let the Harpy bloke have a fair trial. Tyrion is bored of travelling, so gets his enjoyment from pissing off Varys. Cersei has a price on Tyrion's head, but pricks keep bringing her the wrong dwarf. Cersei is now running the small council meetings. Qyburn has Varys' old job as Master of Whisperers. Pycelle chucks a wobbly, then Kevin Lannister chucks a wobbly and says, Cersei, you're not the fucking ruler. If the king wants me here, he can tell me himself. I'm heading back to the Rock. Shireen is teaching Gilly how to read, but Sam keeps interrupting, trying to compete to win the title of biggest bookwanker. She then gets blasted by her mum for making friends. Stannis doesn't grill Jono too much for undermining his man's barbecue. In fact, they go on to have a nice chat about how Stannis could get Northerners on his side. Stan wants Jono to join him, and with a stroke of the pen, he'll make him Jon Stark, Lord of Winterfell, which is all well and good until Jono gets voted in to become the Lord Commander of the bloody Night's Watch. Fuck yes, Maester Aemon. Fuck yes. In Bravos, Arya gets her coin back and gets accepted into the House of Black and White. Oprah turns out to be Jacques and Hagar / no one. Finally, Mossador visits the Harpy bloke, kills him, and gets in the shit with Dany. She has the former slave beheaded and then has to leg it because the crowd turns violent. After a tough day at the office, she gets a visit from her missing dragon, Drogon, but he's too cool for his mother and fucks off again. Heartbreak face. This episode was a corker. Director Michael Slovis, who hasn't done any Thrones episodes before, has got the season off to a great start. Episode 1 maybe felt a bit stock standard, it was solid. This episode was beyond solid. It really got me excited. My favourite scenes were, well, probably fucking all of them. The opening sequence with Arya arriving in Bravos was beautifully shot, and it was great to see more of the city. The moments with Brienne, Pod, Littlefinger, Sansa were just brilliant. I was surprised to see them cross paths so fast. You'll always find whoever you're looking for at the bloody pub, I tell ya. Anyway, it is a joy to see this quest ramping up so fast. Bronn's scene on the beach with his mail-order bride from Cersei was hilarious. It was surprising to see how much humour was in this episode too. From Bronn's dry observation of that's fucking Jaime Lannister, to bloody Tyrion and Varys, their banter, and of course Sam's scene where he verbally slays Janos Slynt, giving a new meaning to his nickname there. I was hooting and clapping and chuckling throughout this whole moment. Yet the episode was still tense. The scenes in Meereen were brilliant this week. Dany has faced a lot of physical obstacles, but to see her really struggle with a moral obstacle was cool. She freed the slaves, now she's gonna behead one. Although I love Bazza, I felt it was kinda sad to have Jorah missing from this whole situation. Despite being a lover boy, he was always her top advisor, and he would have come in handy during this shitstorm. A quick fuck yes to Drogon as well. Fuck yes, Drogon. Fuck yes. Like last week, I'm still loving the scenes between Jon and Stannis. I figured out my feelings during this week. I know what it is. I know why I love their scenes. It's because we haven't witnessed a Baratheon and a Stark together for a long time. Renly once said the friendship between Ned and Robbo held the realm together. Despite never meeting, there's this glorious, embedded, subconscious Stark-Baratheon friendship between Jon and Stannis. It's just beautiful. It's bloody... The chemistry is there. Oh, and high five for Jacques and Hagar / no one being back in the show. This episode was just chockers with goodness. It's titled The House of Black and White, which is nicely ironic because this house seems to have a lot of fucking grey areas. It's unclear how you get accepted. It's not just a matter of having a coin. There's no application process. Is there a tuition fee? I'm uncertain as to what the program is for learning to become a faceless bloke. I suppose this irony of grey areas where shit should be black and white can be applied elsewhere too. Dany learns that the Westerosi laws to do with treason and shit like that are too black and white to be applied to Meereen. Everyone thought the Night's Watch election would be black and white between Thorne and the other prick. Oh, and fuck yes to Dawn and the Water Gardens, by the way. It's looking mint. Ilaria wants revenge for Oberyn, but Prince Doran knows that shit isn't so black and white. Going to war has a lot of grey areas, so that's not just going to be a simple vengeance plot. You're going to look for this black, white, grey shit throughout the whole episode, I reckon. Look, I'm a book wanker, and I gotta say, changes and deletions aren't pissing me off. If anything, my frustration is a happy one, that there's just so much good content between the books and the show, I can't experience it across all artistic mediums, but whatever. Look, it sounds like a cop-out, but a fair dinkum cannot pick a dud scene this week. So a big fuck yes for everyone, high fives, exciting times. But what I can do is pick a dud distribution model. I've been happy to put a lot of blame on FOXTEL over the years, but a big fuck you goes out directly to HBO this week, blocking countries from the HBO Now service and sending letters to people that downloaded the leaks. Are you fucking jackasses? Why the fuck did you send DVDs to people? What is this, 2003? You made a mistake, suck it up, and don't blame your fucking fans for wanting to watch your show.
You're spoiling everything!
Like all traditional media companies, you seem happy to burn the bridge of trust between you and your fans. Pack of dickheads. Like, subscribe, blah blah. Have a good one. Cheers.